One of the best upgrades to any chicken coop is an automatic door. And I love this thing for a ton of different reasons. Number one being that it saves me a lot of time. Today I'm gonna get into all the reasons why you might wanna have this for your chicken coop, how to train your chickens so they get used to the automatic door, and how to install something like this. If you're free ranging your chickens, that means that you are having to close up your coop at night and open the door in the morning so that they stay safe from predators. Now that might seem extremely easy, and it is, but it can be inconvenient at times, and it's pretty nice to not have to run out to my chicken coop to open things up in the morning. If I just kind of want to relax in the morning or get up and read or work out or do some other things, I know that that's already taken care of for me, and my chickens are out free ranging at the earliest possible time, right when it becomes light. Because this chicken guard automatic door will actually open when it gets light in the morning, and when it gets dark at night it closes, and you can even adjust that setting as well. So this door saves me a lot of time. Typically I'm coming in the late afternoon, early evening to collect the eggs, but it doesn't get fully dark in the summer until 8, even 9 at the peak of summer. So that means I have to come outside again to come out and close up the coop at night. But with the automatic door, I'm done after I collect my eggs. Another reason I really like this is if I ever go on vacation or I want to be gone for a couple days, I don't have to ask my neighbor or a friend to come open and close the coop for the chickens to come out and free range. Now, if you have a run like I do, you could just lock them up in the run and allow them to just exist in here for a few days. But if you want to let them to continue to free range, if you have a trustworthy automatic door, then they can continue to live their normal life, and you come back from your little vacation and everybody's safe. These doors are about $150 now, give or take. And back in the day when I built my San Diego coop back in 2016, these did not exist. And I had to put together kind of a piston-driven system with a solar panel. But now these type of doors can actually run off of AAA batteries for 6 months, or there's even a solar panel option that you can get for just a tiny bit more money and run this thing completely off of solar. I went with Chicken Guard because they are a very well-known company that's been around for a long time. I've had this thing for 4 months testing it out, and I've had 0 issues with it. It's worked consistently every single night and in the morning, and it even went through some freezing weather during winter where it rained and got super wet and then froze in single digits overnight. I came out the next morning, everything was frozen on this thing. The door couldn't open. It tried to open, but the software on this thing's pretty good. It knew that, and it just stopped it. So it didn't wear out the motor or anything. Once it thawed, the door was able to work completely fine. I had this coop for about a year without an automatic door, but now that I have one again, I'm never going back because it's just way too convenient. They're too affordable. They work so well that I just recommend that everyone get one, especially if you're gonna free range your chickens. Be sure to use the code NAR10 for 10% off of your purchase for anything on chickenguard.com. And now let's get into how to set up one of these doors, how to program it and change the settings if you'd like, and also how to train your chickens to use this thing. So for me, I'm gonna put mine here because I've already got a partial frame here on my door. The chickens are already used to going in and out of this side of the coop. So what I need to do now is get myself a measurement. So I can cut out a 2x4. I'm gonna have the top of the 2x4 sitting on top of this vertical piece. That'll be a stronger position for it to be. I want the middle of my 2x4 to be right across here where these screws will go in. Got everything as lined up as I can. I want it to be flat on the front of this so that the door sits nice and flat. I only have 3-inch long screws, so I really can't drill down into this unless I want to countersink a screw in. So we'll toenail in. Do one more toenail going up and in, and this is going to be super secure. So now we'll just cut out this chicken wire. I'm going to leave a little bit extra in case something's weird. I can always cut more off. So now we'll take our large screws here, just by hand. We'll see, I might need to pre-drill it, but that's going. So I'm just gonna throw a level up on here to make sure. My eye might trick me a little bit because I have wood going in different angles. This is just a simple $40 brad nailer, stapler, and compressor. So if you have that, this is a really easy way to get chicken wire on. This back part, I want to staple it. I'm probably going to pull it to the back because as this door lifts up, I need this chicken wire to be pulled completely back. They give you batteries with it, and it takes 4 AA's. And you can use rechargeables in this too, but the battery should last about 6 months. So anytime I want to open the door, I can just press the up button twice and it'll raise. Now if you can stop it right now if you wanted, you could press the down button and it would stop. But if you stop it like that, it's going to want you to recalibrate the door again, which isn't a big deal, but just letting you know. So just let it go all the way up. Once it goes all the way up and stops, then you can put it down. You can't just start it in the middle of itself going up and down. One of the unique things about the chicken guard door opener is that if you don't like this control position here, you can actually move it to a higher position. So you just remove this, take this one out, install it here, and plug in this cable. So I could route it and put it up here so I never have to bend down to mess with it. For me, I'm just gonna keep it on full automatic mode. I'm not gonna be bending down to mess with this very often. So I'm gonna leave it how it is for now, but I have this as a backup. So the final thing that I'll probably do for them is just leave a little bit of a ramp here so they can jump in and out, because this is a bit of a leap for them. They probably can handle it, but while I'm training them at least, I'm just gonna leave this piece of wood here, and that'll allow them to go in and out really, really easily. Okay. So just like any other animal, using food is the easiest way to train them. The guineas are the most scared here. They're scared to go through it. That's funny. They can see the hole, but they're just being big babies. So one cool feature of the chicken guard is it flashes this red light, which tells you that the door is closed. So you could look outside of your house and know that the door is closed without coming outside to check it. So whenever you want to change a setting or do anything, you want to hit the power button first. So you can just run the setup wizard and it'll take you through all the settings, or you can do it manually yourself. So if you go into the open and closed settings, you're able to choose whether you want to choose timer, manually open it, or the sensor. So the timer, if you want to select something, just hit the power button again, and it allows you to set the time. Most of the time I run it on sensor, but sometimes it's nice if you want to keep them locked in the coop for whatever reason before they come out. You can set it at a specific time that'll happen. Okay, so you can do those same settings on the open or the close. So if you want to select sensor, you just click that. Once I exit out of the setting, it says save, and it goes back to this. You're not in the options menu anymore, so don't hit up or down, or that'll actually raise or lower the door. Hit the power button again, and you'll be back into the settings. The lux adjustment. So if you're gonna choose the sensor setting for this, changing these buttons will change the amount of light it takes to either open it or close it. The default values are extremely good, but let's say you wanna have it open when there's a little bit less light. I think it was 250 or 260 is maximum light. So before it goes to maximum light, it'll open. So 30 minutes after sunrise, this thing's gonna open. It's gonna close at 70. For me, that is when it's pretty darn dark. So, maybe you have a chicken that's a straggler or something like that, and you want it to be completely dark. Change this close setting to a lower number, and then that may work out better for you. So you kind of adjust it to what your chickens are. This is cool, it says read. If you click that, right now we're at a 14 lux. I have a small flashlight. It's probably picking up some of that, otherwise it would be 0. So 14. So that way you can kind of test it out and see where the actual light sensor is reading and see how you can adjust these numbers for what you need. But like I said, the default is pretty darn good on this. And then I didn't change any of this, but you can change even more things about this door. You can change the speed at which this thing opens and closes, the power, the and even more settings. So this thing is quite good in what it's able to do. So now that this door is installed, I keep this door locked at all times with a little eye hook lock like this. So no animal or anything can pull this door open. And now the automatic door can do the rest of the work, just closing and opening every single day. When it comes to raising chickens, there's a whole lot to learn, whether it's incubating eggs, making your own feed, fermenting that feed. There's a lot of different advanced techniques that you can learn to raise more nutrient-dense birds. And I actually have a chicken course on my website that teaches you everything that you're going to want to know about raising chickens, even advanced techniques like Korean natural farming. And as a part of that, I help you guys answering any of your questions at any time and helping you guys to become the best chicken raisers that you possibly can be.